Hello, good morning students. Please subscribe the channel, drop a like, share and comment. This is Shree Vishnu Art Press Publications, exercise number 11 and 12 on the speed of 160 words per minute. Start. Erstwhile Team Anna members say they want UPA2 to get a special team to probe coal block allocations. Else, they will file a PIL to expose it. They also plan to ghero assorted VVIP residences. Arvind Kejriwal, Prashant Bhushan and others anti-corruption luminaries evidently need to stay in the news, especially now that the BJP is grabbing more headlines by absurdly demanding the Prime Minister's head. This time, however, the anti-graft crusaders are careful to bash both Congress and BJP. They will possibly say it's for the good cause of impartially promoting what Kejriwal calls total revolution. Targeting rotten politics, they have been harking in spirit back to Jayaprakash Narayan's Sampurna Kranti of the mid-1970s, which aimed at defeating graft and authoritarianism. Note that JP had called for a peaceful movement to protect civil liberties. Today's anti-graft crusaders say much the same thing, except that Kejriwal's associate Bhushan had a curious way of phrasing it recently when explaining why Team Anna minus Anna has gone political. He was quoted as saying, "If the nation is not given a political alternative at critical juncture, then this country is heading towards civil war." According to him, if there has to be a non-violent revolution, it has to be through elections. Conjuring apocalyptic visions, he warned India needed saving from chaos, from anarchy, from civil war. But why say if there has to be a non-violent revolution? Why if? Why raise the bogey of civil war, which is necessarily violent? Why project Messrs. Kejriwal, Bhushan and company as some sort of last wall supposedly standing against armed insurrection? Why outlandishly claim that India will see anarchy unless activists turn savior politicians? Where's the evidence of popular restiveness threatening to spill blood? Activism for good causes is fine. What's not is activist rhetoric that even remotely suggests that ends good causes justify violent means. Bhushan will say he suggested no such thing, and he could be right. So, it's unfortunate he should sound like intellectuals such as Arundhati Roy, who are given to talking casually about civil war as some kind of option to doctrinal nonviolence. Free India emerged from non-violent struggle, facing emergency or voter disgust or with corruption. Remember Bofors? Its institutions have proved supple enough to weaken power elites that seek to shove statist solutions down unwilling throats. This isn't to say politics doesn't need faster reform to thwart corruption-driven subversion of democratic rights. But incremental change through sustained civil society pressure is infinitely preferable if the alternative is radical change via bloody civil strife. To legion of thinkers, revolution has been an end in itself, the line between peaceful and violent often blurring. Curiously, they have been more articulate railing against the system than when proposing alternatives. Marx critiqued exploitations but, describing communist Arcadia, he was rather tongue-tied. "The state shall wither away," he signed off. An animated debate is raging around social media, more specifically around its negative and destructive use in certain contexts, the most recent of which is its schizophrenic role in Assam's ethnic violence. The narrative of the circulation of morphed images and messages of false forebodings, resulting in the subsequent government clampdown, is by now well known. New media is vibrant, volatile, and some even say unmanageable. But that's not all that there is to the ongoing debate. The clash of views has placed the very idea of information at the center of the problem. The debate has brought up basic questions, uncertainties, and dilemmas about how to handle the overabundance of news, often inseparable from rumors, gossip, and misinformation. What's more significant is that the volume of both truth and lies seems poised to grow in future as social media also proliferates and expands. The key to understanding the fluidity of social media lies in understanding the quirky nature of the constant flow of information and its networks. People have always had an organic connection to all kinds of information, from the trivial to the serious. The insatiable human hunger for information existed even before the onset of the technological and cyber revolutions, before newspapers and the radio appeared on the scene. As a Bengali, I can think of addas thriving at street corners, bookshops, coffee houses, and tea stalls where no topic is tabooed and no censorship is applicable as a precursor to modern flows of information. From politics to art and theatre, local to national, gossip to serious introspection, addas could well pass off as one of the most effective and diverse information networks. The free flow of news and gossip is carried from person to person by word of mouth. In innocuous situations, that would be a fairly harmless thing, but as historians and anthropologists have shown, unauthorized mobile information can, through rumor and gossip, lead to violence, riots, and death. Even before the explosion of cyber technology, information traveled across boundaries. The difference was that news back then percolated mostly through the controlled sluice of the mainstream media, and that glimpse of the truth behind everyday affairs of state rarely came to the fore. Once in a while, the Bob Woodwards and Carl Bernsteins of media lore would appear on stage with fantastic exposures. For much of the time, however, decisions, even when conflicted, were handed down in a sanitized form without revealing of the messy backroom transactions that had made them possible. Media historians have chronicled the history of the irrepressible curiosity among citizens to know and confront the unknown, to catch a glimpse of the invincible hand behind major political, economic, and military decisions. This is where curiosity, fear, and conspiracy cross paths when information moves without us knowing who is moving it. Such curiosity gives birth to conspiracy theories like those which have recently gained ground, going hand in hand with media proliferation.